told me 4 or 5 years ago that some of the things that are happening now would be happening, I don't know if I would believe it. But it's not because of me, it's because people are working together. I'm a part of that, but we have people that are working very hard to try and do the right thing for our area. And it's very humbling to me to be able to see some of the progress that's happened in the last few years. Whether it's nanotechnology and being involved in the state budget process to bring money to the area for nano, or bringing money into the area for a new healthcare facility, or for drones and unmanned aerial research in Rome. Those are good things that I know are going to create jobs down the road. And I think this is an area, Oneida County, Utica, Rome, that's been ignored for a long time by the state of New York. And for the first time in my lifetime, Albany is actually paying attention to what's happening in our region. And I think the reason that is because you have elected officials who are working together to try and do the right thing for our area. First and foremost, you want to have a hospital that's centrally located. Number two, it's very easily accessible by the north-south arterial. If you look at the studies that show that a hospital like that, an anchor institution in your downtown, spurs economic development in the surrounding area. And when you talk to a lot of the business owners in the downtown area, they're very excited about the prospect of having a hospital downtown. Now, still, there's a lot that has to be done before this can go forward. You know, the hospital has decided this is their preferred location, but they got to do more studies. They got to look at the infrastructure downtown. They got to look at traffic patterns. They got to look at parking. You know, so all these things still have to go into the plan and do the engineering studies. The studies may come back and say, look, the hospital's not going to work downtown, and in that case, it has to go somewhere else. But we've been given an amazing opportunity here to build a new healthcare facility, which is really needed. So let's try and take advantage of it.
What we were looking for is transformation of the greater Utica region. Downtown is the best location, and not having that money appropriated was a concern from all of us. So we all went down there with a great team. We met with the governor's staff, and I'm happy to report at this point that I was a little bit more encouraged leaving there than when I first got there. What we heard is that the governor supports the project, and we all understand the project is more than just the $300 million. Sitting with the governor's people, they understand all the components of it. They listen to all four of us speak. Is there any guarantees? Absolutely, there's no guarantees in life except for taxes and death, but I feel much better today than I did when I first found out that the money was not there.
Our goal was to get everything and keep everything on track. We got that commitment. We'll see something in this budget, and this is a multi-year plan because you can't build a hospital in 1 year. You've got a great deal of work to do in terms of site prep. That means it's going to need money over the course of those years. So to get hung up on $300 million, I think we were more hung up on, is the state committed? Because they understood when we got there and when we left that without the state's commitment, without the 50% at least match, that is part of a $600 million project. We could not do it. The hospital certainly cannot do it on their own. And so the commitment was made, and the commitment was reinforced, and I'm satisfied with that, and I believe all of us were satisfied with that. The hospital is committed to it, and the state understands that commitment, and they too are committed to it. And we have the word of the governor, we have the word of the top officials. We have no reason to believe otherwise, and what would only stop this project is if we stopped tomorrow. There is no stronger commitment than we can get, but it's up to us too, and we have to continue the momentum, and we have to continue moving forward on this project. Otherwise, that's the only way it falls apart. The other point here is we can't rely on the state to do everything. While we need them as a partner, while we need the infusion of cash that they can inject, it only works if we work it, and it only works if we're invested as well. Local government has to step up. We've done that on the county. The city has done that through the mayor's work. We need to continue to do that.
If we talk about some of the buildings in that area in Columbia and Lafayette, some of those buildings are beyond the point of no return, and there's not going to be too many people looking to invest into that areas. We've done a great job, and I think over the last 4 years you've seen we've got a lot of entrepreneurs coming in here, people from all over. What happens now is the excitement of the hospital. It spurs on other economic development, and if we're talking about some of the businesses that are going to be displaced, it is an opportunity to take that and go into another part of the city and revitalize that also. One of the first things that the board of directors have said, and we've said from day one, is the fact that we are not going to have a vacated property with no type of responsibility. I think Scott Perry has made it very clear that'll never happen. St. Elizabeth's is not going to be a hospital as we've known it. So it's incumbent upon myself, working with Scott and the board of directors to make something that's going to be positive happening at that facility that's going to be in the best interest to the great people of South Utica. But it is an opportunity for us at this point to put the cherry on top of the cake and keep on moving forward.